at the end of the day, it's a US election. Why do we care? We care because we want to know who is better for us. So I've broken it down just in terms of policy. And remember, in any election, there's policy, there's perception, and then there's what eventually happens. Let's start in terms of trade and what both these candidates have said. Now, if Trump wins, he has come and said that he wants to tax, remember, all imports from all countries. So tariffs will increase, including for India. So that is one point to look at. He's also said that he could revive aggressive trade tactics. And this is something that we saw in his last administration when it came to steel tariffs, a whole host of tariffs. Let's move ahead quickly. Heavy tariffs and protectionism could return in the Trump era. So that's important to see. What about Kamala? How does that match up is what we should see. And remember, if Trump comes in, then it's also a possible opportunity for India to replace Chinese imports. We had that opportunity in the last 4 Trump years. How much of it did actually translate into reality is the question. Let's look at Kamala. If Kamala wins, now bilateral trade between India and US under the Biden administration, so that's the yardstick I've taken into place, is about 9.2% up. If Kamala continues what the Democrats have done, in that sense, it would be pretty decent for us because she's expected to continue most of Biden's policies. Moving ahead, you also have to see what the immigration policy looks like for us because Trump may tighten immigration rules. He's already talked about that. He's talked about illegal immigrants, but statistically, the Democrats give more H-1B visas than the Republicans. So that has to be kept in mind. Trump is also likely to favor highly skilled immigrants. So then the total number of Indians who could make their way to the US then reduces. What does that mean for IT companies is the question. Harris could favor expanding skilled worker visas like H-1B. And like I said, if you look at the numbers, 96% more approvals during Democrats versus 90% in Republicans. So that is one to look at. Look at the next factor, which is defense ties. Now, Trump has revived Quad partnership. Both are good for us in a nutshell because India is very strategically positioned. Trump favors strengthening India vis-a-vis China. And China is the big bugbear for Trump, so that works out as far as India is concerned. But it hasn't been too different in the Biden administration either, because they also favor strengthening the India-Pacific partnership. So expect Kamala to continue more of that. Both sides are aligned on increased cooperation with India. For us, that's a win-win. No big difference there. This is the important one. And I think this is why Indian markets and overall, in a business sense, a Trump administration seems good for us because the bonhomie between Trump and Modi is seen as a positive for India. That could help in strengthening India's geopolitical position vis-a-vis China. Also, Trump, in terms of what he would do in the face of 2 global wars going on right now, becomes very crucial. He has come and said he'll put an end to the Ukraine-Russia war. If he does that, works well, of course, for India and the rest of the world. Now, Kamala Harris on the other side, I mean, I would say, put it this way, the Democrats and the Biden administration has been pretty vocal on what India considers its own domestic issues. That might not go down too well. On balance, though, the kind of position India is in geopolitically right now, at the end of the day, doesn't really matter who's in the White House.